Ladies, welcome to another Iron Tiara mini masterclass. I love this little short format because it lets me focus on one thing that is really causing a problem for smart, successful, independent women who want to embrace a more sophisticated dating strategy to improve the quality of men that they attract, meet, and date so they can ultimately fall in love. Now, I call my training series Iron Tiara because the women that I work with are strong and independent on the outside, but they're still soft and they yearn for that feeling of love and being cherished on the inside. And it's absolutely okay to be strong and soft at the same time. It's not a sign of you being weak, it's a sign of you being a woman. And I like that. Now, if you're dating and you're not having the success that you want, or maybe you're just starting your dating journey and you don't know where to go, this is a good video for you. Now, I'm a big believer in the idea of if you want a different result, you have to be willing to do something different. And I think this applies to whatever goal you have, even if that goal is for you to find love. The trick is to find the right person to learn from so that you're not going down the wrong rabbit hole. So, I do want to caution you about that because, especially when you're getting started in this dating process, when you're really starting to develop your dating strategies, some of the strategies that are out there on Google might seem like the right thing to do, but I can almost bet that they're not designed for women in our age bracket. And I don't believe in some of these philosophies. The one strategy that dating coaches out there promote that I really think is wrong, just wrong, and that's the one I want to discuss today. It's the one that these coaches promote, the mean girl strategy. They tell you to play hard to get and to treat men badly if you want to find a man who will love you. I don't know. Sometimes I know there are times when you feel like you're the only one that's putting in all the effort, or you're doing all the calling and the texting and the planning, and you feel like you would never see this guy if you didn't make it happen, right? And yes, I know you get tired of being the nice one in the relationship. However, even with that, I don't think playing hard to get and acting mean and being the mean girl like so many of these experts recommend, is the right approach to take if you want to find a happy, healthy love. So, if that's not the right approach, then what is? Well, if you don't know me, my name is Michelle Burkhart, and I am a dating coach for smart, successful, independent women who are 50 and over, who've created a beautiful life for themselves. And now they know that it's time that they need to embrace a more sophisticated dating style if they want to attract a high quality man to share it with. Frankly, I really never understood why experts would tell you to play hard to get if you're looking to find someone special to share your life with. I never did really get that. And I never did that myself because this is never anything I ever tell my clients to do because I just don't believe it's the best way to start off a relationship with a high quality man because they're not going to put up with that nonsense. I mean, they're just not. The men that you're looking for, they know they're a good catch, just like you know you're a good catch. They don't want to play games any more than you do, right? So I know sometimes when you see this happening, you see these women who treat men poorly and they have men all over them, you might be tempted. But remember, you want to attract high quality men, men who treat you well, men who make you feel loved and cherished. That's the difference. You're at a place in your life where you're happy and content. Do you really want to play games to get a man, right? No. I mean, that's not even the best way to start a happy, healthy, nurturing relationship, and especially at this stage of life. So, if this isn't a great way to build attraction, how do you create that sizzle that leads to a date when you meet somebody new and then keeps them around for dates two, three, four, and so on and so on and so on? And is it different when you're meeting men in real life versus meeting men online? Those are the questions. Now, there's a lot to unpack here. So, let's start out simple. If you find yourself doing all the work in a dating ship, situationship, or even a relationship, that's a sign that you're into the man more than the man is into you. If you're always doing for him, or maybe you're always doing for you as a couple, and you feel like you're the only one who's putting in the work, it's probably because you are. And you want to stop that. That's a sign that either your feelings are out of balance or you're just dating a jerk. But flipping that strategy totally on its ear and then acting like a snarky BYO isn't the right strategy either, because it's not going to help you attract the type of men that you want to attract. Now, if you want to have a man, if you want to attract a man that you can walk all over, who doesn't have any emotional grit, well, then that's okay. You just go ahead and act like a snarky BYO. But the men who are strong and confident and have a lot going for them in life would never put up with this for any length of time, because they don't need to, nor do they want to, and neither should you. If you're being treated poorly by a man, there is no reason that you need to put up with that. If you want to be loved and cherished, I can promise you that there is a man out there who will treat you well and make you feel loved and cherished. So, first, you want to understand that men have the same feelings we do, right? High quality men have the same high levels of self confidence and self respect that you do. Your perfect man is content with his life just like you are. He's happy with himself just like you are. And he's looking very possibly for his last first date just like you are. Because they're as smart and sassy, as independent as you are, they simply won't deal with any of that silly game playing. So if you start playing the mean girl game, even if you seriously like the man, you are running the risk of him just moving on to somebody else who simply is just easier to get along with. I mean, that's it, right? The very beginning of a new relationship is when things are absolutely the most fragile. This means it doesn't take much in the first few dates to stop love in its tracks. I mean, it can be something really, really silly if you're not careful. Because even a very confident alpha male will only make the first move if they're about 90% certain that you'll say yes. I mean, men hate rejection. So if he asks you out at all, you know he's interested. I mean, that's a true story. So if you decide to play hard to get because that's your strategy, you could very easily find yourself sitting alone on Friday night. I mean, it's just that they're just not going to work that hard for somebody that they don't even know. Now, I know that it's really fun to have men pursue you. I mean, who doesn't love that, right? But there's a way that you can do that and lean back and then make that happen. But to just play hard to get, to just as a dating strategy, we're kind of at a different stage of life now. Men who are smart, accomplished, and confident and nice, they don't want to chase after you. If there's any running going on, they want you and him to be running towards each other. He doesn't want to be running after you. You want to run towards each other. Now, even though you're going to be doing that, that doesn't mean you don't have boundaries, not at all. But what I teach my clients is to do more of a kind of a give and take strategy, right? Rather than play hard to get, I teach you to communicate the fact that you would say yes if they asked you out, and then lean back and let them do the planning, right? Let me explain. So if a man is already a little hesitant to ask you out because he's not sure you'll say yes, find a way to tell him that you would say yes. I mean, it's okay. Even in a very sophisticated dating style, you can make the first move if you do it correctly. You can let a man know you're interested and then lean back and let him pursue you. And it definitely works. The way to make your first move count, whether you're meeting a man online or you're meeting him in person, is to create the space for success for this guy to ask you out, and then lean back and let him make all the plans, because guys like doing stuff. They like planning, right? This little bit of flirty sends that signal to him that you're interested. So now they're feeling more comfortable that you'll say yes. And then it also lets them show off for you because then they plan the date, right? High quality men like having a job to do. Now, you can set the scene super simple, super easy, just by saying something as simple as, "Hey, I'd love to grab a cup of coffee with you. What do you think?" How hard is that? It's super easy breezy. In this little statement, you told him you were interested, and now you've left it up to him to do it, to do the rest. Men like to do for women, right? It makes them feel more manly. And I don't know about you, but I like manly men. Now, I need to warn you, don't be discouraged if he doesn't pick up on your subtle cue the first time. Men aren't always good at that. So if he doesn't respond the first time, just say something again later in the conversation. Then if he doesn't respond, well, okay, so then two things are happening. Either he's not as smart as you thought he was, so maybe you should kind of move on or at least keep more options open. Or maybe he's just not that into you. And that's okay too, because now you can move on to somebody who is. I don't even think playing hard to get when you're dating online is a good idea, right? I think it's the easiest way for you to end up either sitting home alone or you end up with this mealy mouse guy who won't keep you interested in the long term. And then you'll have to start all over again once you realize that. Online dating is especially the scenario where I think it's really positive to be proactive rather than play hard to get because it helps you determine like who's real and who's a scammer. So if you're dating online and you're chatting with somebody and you say to them, "Hey, I'm not a great texter, but I'd love to talk on the phone. What do you think?" And he doesn't want to talk on the phone, well, then that's a pretty good indication that you've got yourself a scammer, right? I mean, if he can't chat for a minute, if he can't chat, then you move on. If he can chat, well, now you have this opportunity to see if you like each other as much, as you're talking. I honestly like the idea of you taking charge of who you invite into your life online, even more so, because when you sit around and wait for a man to be picked, who knows if he's going to be the right man, right? If you make the first move in a nice feminine energy way, you'll be attracting more of the types of men that you want to meet. And that's important, right? So let me tell you what happened. It happened to me just this week. I'm single, right? So for those of you that follow me, I date online and I'm looking for a confident alpha male and I'm tall. So my dating pool is smaller than a lot of yours, right? So I was online and I saw a guy who looked at my profile, but he didn't reach out. And I always look at those. So I looked at his profile and he was tall and I liked his profile. It was nice. He seemed nice. So I wrote him a quick note. I just said, "Hey, just popping in to say hi. Maybe we can chat later if that works for you. Have a great day, Michelle." That's all I said. Boom. He responded right away and off we went. I leaned back. I let him do all the planning. And now we have talked numerous times on the phone and we're going on our second date. We are having a blast getting to know each other. And it's all because I was willing to reach out, create the opportunity for success, and then lean back and let him make it happen. Now, I've dated enough to know that if you don't want to go out with somebody, it's not going to happen because you won't let it happen. But when you do meet somebody that you find interesting, like I did, you can open up that conversation in a very nice, friendly, open manner that lets things flow naturally because that's what you want, right? You want things to be easy breezy. You don't want to be worried about playing silly games at this stage of life. I mean, it's just too much work, frankly, and it's not fun. Playing hard to get with that mean girl strategy only works with men who lack self confidence. These men keep coming back to you because they're afraid that if they leave, they'll never find another woman who will be with them. And then it's like, ooh, now you've just become this guy's woman that he'll settle for. And ugh, I don't want that. So the strategy doesn't take into account that you're looking for high quality men, right? These are men who have their act together. They know how to treat a woman. They adult well. They're emotionally healthy. These high quality men do not need to settle for a woman who plays hard to get because they know there is someone out there just like you. There's somebody special out there for them too that's way easier to get along with. Now, again, I don't want you to confuse playing hard to get with setting boundaries. Playing hard to get is a game women play, while boundaries are a declaration of self worth, and there is a huge difference between those two. The best sophisticated dating strategy that you can use is that you give a little, he gives a little. This way, you know you're both on the same page. Yes, you might need to give him a nudge, but that's okay because once he's locked on, he will move heaven and earth to see you. And if you let him, he'll pursue you. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can reignite your love life with a sophisticated dating style so that you'll attract high quality men, I am getting ready to open up enrollment for my new dating coaching program, and I'm putting the finishing touches on an in depth Iron Tiara masterclass that goes even deeper into how you can find love without losing yourself. It's going to be great. I'm really excited about it, especially this new training that I'm including. So if you want to learn more, I want you to click the link in the post so that you'll be one of the first women to be notified when this masterclass is available. And it's coming up in the next couple weeks. So you can click the link or you can go to my website, which is dategreatguys.com/save my seat. It's dategreatguys.com/save my seat. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and just always remember to keep your heart open and ready for love because you just never know where you'll find it. Love you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.